willing to cut a limb in order to save the body. He's willing to even sacrifice the titles of his children in order to clean the Windsor house, because enough is enough. And Harry and Meghan know it, and they're absolutely panicking because there's nothing they can do.
Quite reasonably stripping Harry of his title, and perhaps down the track, Charlotte and Louis's children not having titles either. Because
Can reveal Prince William has in the past fortnight seized control of the British monarchy from a weak and dying King Charles, and that spells very bad news for Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Archie and Lily. Now,
they say the crown never forgets, and right now, it's remembering every insult. Every interview, every Netflix jab Harry and Meghan ever made. This isn't just a fight anymore. It's payback time.
Beautiful people. Isn't it something? Harry and Meghan panicking over Prince William's latest royal...
There's panic in the air tonight. Somewhere over the ocean, a prince who once promised he'd never bow to the crown again is rushing straight back toward it. Sweating, pacing, probably checking his phone every 30 seconds, waiting for a message that will never come. Prince Harry isn't flying home for family. He's flying home to survive.
are unnecessary.
Well, there was once upon a time when we thought no royal would be able to be stripped of their title, and look what's happened over the last couple of weeks. And you're right, will this impact Harry and Meghan?
Reports say he got on that plane in California in a panic, eyes red, jaw tight, yelling orders to helpers who couldn't fix what he's finally broken. His royal identity, the Duke of Sussex title that gave him importance, power, and purpose, is hanging by a thread. And the scissors are in the firm, steady hands of his brother.
Are they going to learn a new trade? What are they going to do? Meghan can go back to yachting. She's too old.
For years, Prince Harry thought he'd outsmarted the monarchy. He saw himself as the rebel who broke free, the one who escaped the system. But what he didn't realize was that the monarchy doesn't fall apart when you walk away. It heals itself. It changes. And while he was giving podcasts about healing, the palace was quietly healing without him.
And Harry's too much of an idiot. They have no skills, no talent. They're not interesting. What are they going to do? And William doesn't want them back. Nobody wants them back.
William, the brother he once made fun of as trapped, the man Harry felt sorry for, has now become the future king, earning more respect, stability, and quiet power than ever before. Every move he makes feels planned, almost perfect. He doesn't raise his voice, doesn't play the cameras, doesn't leak stories to Netflix producers. He just watches and waits. Because that's how kings are made, not born.
I knew that. People wrote to Parliament about Harry and Meghan and asked them to remove the Duke title from...
The irony is perfect. Harry, who couldn't wait to spill secrets, has spent the last few years turning his life into a soap opera. Meanwhile, William learned the oldest royal rule. Silence isn't weakness, it's strategy. Every tantrum Harry threw, every Oprah crying story, every staged photo in Montecito, it all became William's PR campaign without him having to do anything.
Responded that Parliament has nothing to do with royal titles, styles, honors, and dignity. That all...
Now the tables have turned. And oh, how fast they've turned. Insiders whisper that senior helpers no longer talk about Harry as a royal. He's now a former asset. That's palace code for dead to the firm. His seat at royal events? Gone. His security privileges? Cut. His voice in family matters? Silenced. The Sussex chapter isn't being reviewed.
It's just like Meghan Markle putting out this disgusting article saying that the royal family, that she's still haunted by royal family's insistence.
The palace is in rebranding mode. King Charles may still wear the crown, but William is clearly steering the ship. And this new monarchy doesn't have time for sideshows and sob stories. They've gone corporate, efficient, polished, ruthless. Harry's emotional chaos doesn't fit the new image.
Scan before birth. I don't think that they wanted that. The reason why they were demanding that was because they wanted to see if indeed she was pregnant, because...
But here's the ultimate twist, the one no tabloid headline can quite capture. The monarchy didn't need to destroy Harry. He destroyed himself. Every interview, every revelation, every dramatic truth became proof that he was unstable, unreliable, and unfit to represent the crown he was born into.
That Charles is putting out there through the mainstream media. And I want to start this by telling you that people wrote to Parliament.
Now, the brother he once accused of cruelty is sitting in quiet victory. New revenge. New public embarrassment. Just calm authority. The kind that makes silence feel like a judgment.
That all of that is up to the monarch. And they are right. This is in writing from Parliament. This is in response to the cries and demands from people to.
The power shift isn't coming. It's already happened. And the joke writes itself. While Harry was in California searching for inner peace, William found real power. The kind that doesn't trend on Twitter, but rules the kingdom in silence.
Putting out this disgusting article saying that the royal family, that she's still haunted by royal family's insistence her first child underwent disability scan before birth.
The royal family has survived scandal before, but 2023 was the year the mask finally fell off. When Prince William was ordered to stand beside Prince Andrew at a public event, it wasn't just awkward, it was catastrophic. The image went viral within minutes. The future King of England standing next to a man whose name had become connected with disgrace.
William, not Charles, to strip Andrew of his princely titles and all vestiges of royal privilege. An important precedent has been set. A monarch can now remove a duke title, and even a...
The anger hit like a tidal wave. Newspapers didn't hold back. Headlines screamed royal shame parade, and why is Andrew still standing beside the future king? For a man like William, disciplined, image-conscious, and painfully aware of how things look, that photo was a personal betrayal.
A princely title. So trust me, Harry and Meghan right now should be very afraid, because it is a matter of when.
He'd spent years rebuilding the monarchy's believability, only to have it destroyed in one photo op. That, insiders whisper, was the breaking point. That was the moment William snapped.
We've got analysis from royal YouTube sensation according to Taz coming up, and I'll reveal more.
Behind closed doors, helpers say he didn't shout. He didn't throw things. He went silent. The kind of silence that chills a room. Those who know him say his anger turns icy, not loud. And in that silence, William made a promise. No more dead weight, no more scandals, and no more mercy.
From this bombshell Buckingham Palace leaked memo confirming William's new power. But of course, there are issues in all of this for the king. Andrew...
He started cleaning house, quietly, carefully. The cleansing strategy, palace insiders call it, though that term sounds more like something from a political takeover than a royal memo. One by one, the problems were listed. And right next to Prince Andrew's name was Harry.
Who else is in there? Who else is in there? At number 5, Prince Harry, who has allowed...
Because to William, the difference between the two wasn't size, it was betrayal. Andrew's disgrace stained the monarchy's past. Harry's rebellion threatened its future. One was an embarrassment. The other was an act of war.
There are so many questions about their birth that I don't think they have any right to be in the line of succession. But before we get to all of that, why plates have been smashing?
Harry hadn't just walked away. He'd blown up bridges on his way out. Every tell-all, every Netflix sob story, every passive-aggressive jab in interviews was an arrow aimed straight at the institution William had sworn to protect. And William had had enough.
And why they were demanding that was because they wanted to see if indeed she was pregnant, because it doesn't bode well. This woman is never going to end. I mean, she's been gone for what, 5 years from...
He began treating the monarchy less like a family and more like a company under attack. The dead weight had to go, even if it meant cutting blood ties. His mission? To rebuild the crown into a brand, to clean, to disciplined, and too tough to ever be mocked again.
Talk about is the royal family. She has no identity on her own, and thankfully William is going to end all of that. No amount of articles. Oh, when I was 11 years old. Meghan doesn't even get her own timeline correctly, because the commercial was when she was 12 years old, not 11 years old. So, but the reason why I'm talking about it is because she still hasn't let it go. She's still clinging.
Harry was never going to see it coming. He thought royal loyalty was about family. William had learned the hard truth. it was about survival. And when survival's on the line, even a brother becomes expendable.
Go of the time, the brief time, because she was there for less than 2 years. Do you understand this? Meghan Markle was in the royal family less than 2 years.
Tea wasn't a scandal that destroyed Meghan. It was statistics, cold, merciless numbers that cut deeper than any headline ever could. One morning, the British press dropped a survey that sent shockwaves through every marble hallway of Buckingham Palace. 47% of Britons said Meghan Markle was a bigger threat to the monarchy than Prince Andrew. Let that sink in. A duchess outranking a man tied to one of the darkest stains in royal history.
Based on those less than 2 years. And by the way, for the less than 2 years that she was in the United Kingdom, she wasn't even present. She was traveling to Toronto. She was traveling to LA because she was...
Even palace helpers were stunned. For years, Meghan had tried to paint herself as a misunderstood humanitarian, the outsider who shook the system. But the people had spoken, and they weren't buying it anymore. To them, she wasn't a victim. She was a brand, a walking headline machine who turned royal duty into a personal business. And for William, that poll wasn't just news, it was ammunition.
Worked for her to leave. So, but she's still bitching about it. Oh, the royal family wanted me to have a disability scan before birth. Yeah.
Behind the scenes, the future king had been building a quiet case, a campaign to streamline the monarchy, remove the noise, and rebuild trust with a tired public. But every time Meghan opened her mouth, trust disappeared. The Netflix docuseries, the Spotify rants, the endless interviews about finding freedom, they weren't healing wounds. They were reopening them for profit.
Brother and half-sister getting married. Her grandparents were half-brother and half-sister. So the royal family would have had decent grounds to ask for a scan to determine whether the child was going to...
The monarchy doesn't survive on pity. It survives on how people see it. And that poll handed William something priceless: public support. He could now move against the Sussexes, not out of personal anger, but out of duty. Every quote, every public eye roll, every deal Meghan signed was evidence in a case for self-destruction.
Not only that, I do believe that they were trying to find out whether she was pregnant or not because she refused to have a doctor, the royal doctors. She refused them. We don't know who the royal doctors are. And the reason why I'm bringing this in the video in regards to...
To the palace, Meghan had become a brand liability, a woman who wore compassion like fancy clothes, but made money off every ounce of royal drama she could squeeze. Her Duchess of Montecito era wasn't seen as empowering anymore. It looked desperate. Every podcast became a confession booth. Every camera angle, a PR trap she willingly walked into.
William is not going to put up with those narratives. This is not going to affect him. And the royal decree that he issued is...
And perhaps the most poetic twist, the very public she claimed to educate on injustice was the same public that voted her out of relevance.
Right now, they would be gone from Royal Lodge. I don't know how many of you know this, but in 2016, Prince Andrew rammed a Range Rover against the gates of Windsor Palace. And that...
Inside palace walls, aides reportedly smirked at the irony. Meghan had spent years accusing the royal family of being an outdated institution that lived off public approval. And now it was that same public that had quietly buried her career.
Sexual behavior, destruction of property. He's harassing and bullying other people. If they wanted to get rid of him, they would. So why am I talking about this? Because Prince William has now issued and is underway right now.
The poll didn't just bruise her reputation, it sealed her fate. Because in the monarchy's rulebook, once the people stop defending you, the palace stops pretending to care.